Hi all, this is Sia Nas and welcome to episode 42 of the Diary of Sia Nas. So dramas always continue and lighting again an issue and makeup as well. But I think I'm getting better at it. Fine-tuning it, changed the light bulb in my room so it's a warmer colour, and then figured out with my halo light that I need a cooler colour, and I think maybe those two colours are sort of helping with the lighting. So hopefully that'll be quicker for me, get to set up a bit quicker. And so moving on, the next thing I want to say is I did tell a little white lie last week. I said I was going to work on my new song, Creep, and do the lyric video and release it. But I didn't get a chance to, as you'll see when I explain the rest of the week. So I'm sorry about that, but I will work on it next week and definitely, I shouldn't say definitely because you never know what's going to happen, but I will try to release it with the next podcast. So I got my pink fluffy llama diary, or I should say purple fluffy llama diary ready to go. And so we're starting the week on the 23rd of September, and that was the Monday. So Mondays I always edit my podcast and I promote it. And on Monday I also saw a lawyer in regards to my invention to help draft an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, so that I can show my invention to a manufacturer that I found and hope they don't steal it. And it's incredibly pricey, but I'm hoping with that I can have a copy drafted and then I can take it to a few manufacturers, because I always have a lot of ideas. So I'm hoping with the NDA that is drafted, I can use it forever, and then I just have to change what the invention is, and then that part will be really a lot easier. So that was really good. And on Monday I also registered my business name, but at the moment I'm just keeping everything under wraps, and hopefully in the next few weeks things will progress a bit quicker, and we'll see what happens with that. So it's quite exciting really. So that was on Monday, a bit of podcast and a bit of invention on the same day, which is really cool. So then on Tuesday I started writing letters to blogs to try and promote my podcast, and that's a new way I'm trying to get my podcast out there. And for you guys as well, if you know anyone or you're part of groups or anything like that, please feel free to post the links of my podcasts anywhere you see is appropriate, not just anywhere. And help me spread the word of my podcast and follow along on my journey to wherever I go. So on Tuesday, a lot more shopping has come through. So I got this really awesome Too Faced chocolate bar eyeshadow. And it's just amazing what they're inventing today. It's I'm not even well prepared. The eyeshadow is a tin, and and it looks like a chocolate box on the outside, and inside it's got some lovely chocolate colours, and it smells like cocoa as well. So that was really cool. On Tuesday, I also had a doctor's appointment with Dad. So if it's not Mum, it's Dad. And dealt with that. And I also edited my YouTube video. Started editing it, and that was Tuesday. And then on Wednesday I finished editing the YouTube video and I uploaded it and I promoted it. And all up, it takes quite a while sometimes. It took about 3 hours to do all that. And I woke up early. I got up at like 8 a.m. and I started uploading the video to YouTube, and it took just under 3 hours. So I've got to be a bit more prepared now. I've got to get up early, so because I like to try and get it out by midday when it's lunchtime, and when everyone's got a break and they're googling and they're checking their emails or just messing around on your lunch break. I also did the subtitles, and they almost didn't work, but they did in the end, and that took me about an hour and a half. So I'm hoping people are appreciating the subtitles, because that's the added work, and I hope you guys are reading it. I think the subtitles on episode 41 are a bit better than the previous ones. Just have a look and you'll see. I think they've done a lot better. So that was on Wednesday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and let me see, did I do it right yet? So Wednesday continuing. I've had a lot done on Wednesday. To YouTube, I promote it everywhere. Email, the blogs. Oh God. And I bought more cosmetics from KKW, the Kim Kardashian West. And it's from the new collection, the KKW and Winnie. And there was this highlighter kit, and I thought, I've got to have it. And it's got two highlighter colors, one lighter and one darker, but I'm going to use it like a highlighter and a contour. And they're just these two gorgeous colors. They're just perfect, and they're in the same compact, and absolutely love the pictures on the front. And it's got a really beautiful big mirror inside and two really nice good blocks of highlighter. So I just thought I've got to have it. And then, of course, I really love the peach color lipsticks. So I ordered 2 of the peach colored lipsticks, the number 1 and number 2, because I've got number 3. And the number 3 is just gorgeous. It's a lovely creamy, almost orangey color, but it's really lovely, really flattering. And I always love it when I have the pencil to complement the lipstick. So that's really cool. And then I then also had an appointment with Mum on the Wednesday. So Dad was on the Tuesday and Mum was on the Wednesday. And Mum had an appointment with the eye doctor because she's they found that she's got cataracts, and she's got a really deep one in her right eye, and they've said that it's a really good idea to get it removed. And we got referred to a Greek ophthalmologist, which really helps. So, but he didn't really communicate as well as the I've forgotten what the eye doctors are called. The eye doctor, optometrist. The optometrist gave a lot more information than the ophthalmologist. I think it was just a little arrogant, like just assuming that everybody knew how it works, but we don't know how it works. And he didn't even bother explaining, because I guess he just does it all the time. He just assumes that you know, which is really wrong. So I think if you're a doctor, don't just assume just because you do it every day that your patients know. We had no clue. And then when I got home and I looked up all the information, that we found out that we thought they just remove the cataract, but they don't just remove it. They remove it and then they have to put in a lens into your eye, and that lens stays there for life. And he didn't explain that. And so we had to find that out later. So, it's not good to assume just because most people don't. So now Mum's just deciding on what to do. And the even more frustrating part is that because health insurance was so expensive, my sister took out cataract surgery. And so now, and she did it earlier in the year, and I wish I knew, because I would have told her Mum's got a cataract anyway, and it was only a small one, but now the one in the other eye has become quite large, and now that she has to have surgery, she's not covered, so we have to pay all the expenses. So that was really annoying. So I told my sister to put it back on because she still got the cataract in the other eye. And there's a 12-month waiting period. So hopefully in 12 months, if necessary, she can have the cataract removed from the other eye. So apparently it's only like 10-15 minute procedure. It's pretty quick and really common, and they know what they're doing. So Mum's just a bit over all the doctors and all the hospitals and all that, but she's going to do it maybe in December when she's finished all the treatment that she's getting now. So I prefer her to do it early next year, but she's having trouble seeing. So you have to do what you have to do. On Wednesday also I had a I had a major meltdown. I just got really fed up with Mum's nurses and doctors just throwing everything onto me and assuming that I'm going to do it, but not realising that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I'm her daughter, and her doctors have done a really shitty job in not looking after her all that well. And one of the things that happened was that she got type 2 diabetes because they were giving her all these other medicines and they weren't tracking her older medicines, and everything just came crashing down. And then they're like, oh, well, your mum's type 2 diabetic, now you're going to have to inject her with insulin. And it's like, I'm not a nurse, I don't want to do it. And nobody bothered to follow up, nobody bothered to check, and nobody bothered to help me. And on top of all that, and then I've got Dad and all his problems, and it's like I just couldn't cope on Wednesday, and I just absolutely had a meltdown. And I messaged one of her nurses and I said, I need help, you need to help me, you guys have neglected me, you haven't helped me, you've made my mum's health worse, and you've just thrown all the responsibility on me, nobody's followed up, and I'm furious as hell. And she just went into like, okay, it's going to be all right, I'm going to help you. And it's like, what? You knew the problems that my mother's having. Why haven't you helped me before? Why do I have to have a mental breakdown for you to help me? That really pissed me off. So that was on Wednesday, and the problem is Friday was a public holiday, so nothing's been done, but it will start getting done next week. And I put in a complaint about her doctor who almost nearly killed Mum because she wasn't doing her job properly. And I said, you know, what's happening with that? Is there an investigation going on? Why do I always have to tell you guys what to do? Why aren't you guys being more proactive? It's like, once you're not in sight, they forget about you, out of sight, out of mind, and it's making me angry as hell as well. And I'm going to make the biggest complaint because they said there's an officer who deals with all this stuff. It's a higher level, and I'm like, great, because I'm going to tell them everything. They've done a really shitty job, and it's a massive hospital that's cost them $1 billion to build and make. And yeah, great, you've got the building and you've got the facilities, but you forgot about training your staff and having proper systems in order. So what's the point? What's the point of having $1 billion hospital? It's stupid. So I'm still mad as hell. So that happened on Monday. That happened on Wednesday. And then after that, I just gave up. I was exhausted. It was just a horrible day. I'd had enough, and after that I just chilled on, and I watched the Wanda Sykes special on Netflix called Not Normal. And I love Wanda Sykes, I just love her so much, and the special is incredible. She is so funny, so sharp, so on, and I think she won an Emmy. I hope she did, because that's fantastic. That's a fantastic special. If you've got Netflix, you definitely watch that. Wanda Sykes, she's awesome. She's just on point. Like, everything's just fantastic. I just laughed myself silly. I really needed that. And then on Thursday was the show, the Royal Melbourne Show. So it's a big fair that we have every year, and it's in September. And there's lots of rides, there's lots of show bags. You can go to the animal nursery and you pet the lambs and the sheep, and went with my sister and my nephew. And last year he didn't want to go to the sheep, but when he was smaller he did. And this year he just didn't want to leave, and it was wonderful because we were chasing the little sheep and the little goats, the baby goats, because the big ones, like, you can feed them, and the big ones just grab the cup, and he was scared. So we were just trying to chase the little goats and the lambs, and there were chickens there as well, and he was trying to feed the chickens the lamb food, and it was funny. It was really funny. Yeah, he didn't want to leave, and it was really hot and stuffy in there. And geez, people were feeding them heaps, and they were still really hungry. So yeah, that was fun, and the whole day was fun. Went on a few baby rides, which is fine. And he won some toys. He did like the clowns, where you put the balls in the clown's mouth, and he didn't win any big prizes, but he was happy that he was winning. He won like 4 different things, like a fish, a car, I think a couple of fish, a car, an owl. Yeah, it was really good. We had a good day, and it was perfect weather. It was really warm, so that was really good. And then on Friday, I just chilled the rest of the week because I was just exhausted. Last week, I was just exhausted out of my mind. And so this week, I just chilled. I slept a lot of the days, which I just needed. And something, so on Friday, an artist that I tend to listen to on and off is Young M.A. And she's got a new song called No Mercy, and it's absolutely awesome. I absolutely love it. It's nice to hear a woman say, oh, well, I shouldn't say it's nice, but you always hear the guys calling women bitches and hoes and all that, but she was saying it in her song, and I just loved it. I don't know why, because she's a lesbian, but I really couldn't care less. I just love the way that she approached the song with a lot of pride, with a lot of gusto, a lot of strength, and I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So definitely check that out. No Mercy by Young M.A. Awesome song. So I wish her all the best. She's a great artist. She's got great songs and great presence, and she's fantastic. I really support her. Another thing I was watching on Friday was Huda Boss. So Huda is she was a beauty influencer, and then she started her own company, and now I think it's worth like $500 million. And she's got a series called Huda Boss on Facebook, and she was talking about Huda Boss Angel. So it's this a thing they've set up where people who are starting businesses can go to her for a $10,000 loan. I think it's a loan. It would be a loan. And for people who in the beauty area who have got an idea, and she wants to help you because she remembers when she started, she needed $10,000 and nobody would give it to her. And she knows what it's like to be at the start. So I'm hoping that once I get my act together and find a manufacturer and get everything down in writing, that I can send something to her and see what happens. So that'll be really, really cool if she says yes, because I would love to work with her. And she would be a client as well. So she would be a customer. So she would be helping me, but she would also be like lending me the money, but she will be a big customer if she says yes. So that will be awesome. And then on Saturday, I watched the movie Long Shot with Charlize Theron. It's actually pronounced Theron because she's South African, but if you're English, you say Theron. And with Seth Rogen, and it's a long movie. It's 2 hours, but it is funny. And that was really good. But the other thing that I watched on Saturday was Iverson on Netflix, and that was fantastic. I didn't know much about Iverson. I mean, I heard the song from Post Malone, White Iverson, but I knew that he was like a big superstar basketball player, and things didn't really go well for him. And when I saw the documentary, it just broke my heart, and I'm hoping, because I don't know much about him, and it was getting to the end, and I was thinking, oh God, please don't let him be dead, please don't let him be dead. And he's not dead. But the documentary is fantastic. Made me really, really angry at how he was charged and put in jail, and they didn't even bother looking at the footage to see that he walked away. He wasn't part of the mob, and that he went to jail, a 17-year-old. So he was tried as an adult, but he was a child. That's appalling. Makes me so angry. And I cried. I cried a lot during the special. I highly recommend you watch that if you're a basketball fan. That was really awesome. That was Saturday, and today is Sunday, and today I did not much at all. Not much at all. Did some shopping, slept in, did some shopping, came home, read the paper, which I love doing every Sunday, just chilling, and then I set up for the podcast, and here we are. So that's been the week. So just promoting my podcast, talking with lawyers, going to doctor's appointments, buying makeup, watching TV. A good mix of life, but now I'd like to start putting music back into the equation and keep it as part of the equation, not just the whole equation. So that is the goal. Hopefully I can stop shopping, because now I've just sort of become addicted to buying makeup because I love it and it's fun, and yeah, and it's like, oh, and I also got on Friday Kylie released her Balamin collection, and of course I bought it. Could I afford it? No. So my credit card is full to the max now. So now I've got to try and pay it down to where it should be, and I'm hoping I will be able to do that, because I've been buying heaps of stuff on eBay, like little bits and pieces, like some under eye masks to hide the dark circles under my eyes, which you can't see because I've got a ton of makeup on. And I've bought like this eye mask that goes in the fridge to help with the puffiness, and these eye creams, and I've ordered like 10 different eye creams from eBay, and eye masks and creams, and a snail cream for under eyes, and creams with gold in them, and all these things just to help with because it's really quite black. Thank God that you can't see it. It would scare you. It's really quite black. So that's what I've been doing, just shopping and just having some fun and hanging out with family and helping family and doing the right thing. So here's to music coming up soon, and so that was my week, and the goals for next week is to finish the lyric video, because all the songs been recorded, the music's done, just need to release the lyric video and put it out there. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. You can check out my podcast at these places, and you can listen to it on YouTube. Please feel free to share with your friends or someone you think would like to hear these. Put it in some decent, proper groups that you're associated with, like put a link up, share with your friends, share with everyone. And I will speak to you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.